Hey everyone, and welcome back to the network, where today we're going to be taking a look at this Mayflash wireless PS3 controller adapter for the PC. Now, if that isn't a mouthful, I don't know what is. This is going to be kind of an interesting episode because I don't know if you can still currently get this adapter. I believe it's from, well, I actually have no idea when it's from, so I'll look into it, and if I can find this, I'll leave it down in the description, because as you can see, I picked this one up from a used bookstore. So without any further introduction, let's take a look at the package. So as we can see on the front, we kind of have like this little plastic covering where we can see the item. There looks to be some sort of install disc in there, and then I guess it's just more cord in this area. Taking a look at the back, we have our features, how to set it up, and our operations. So we will see if any of this actually works on the newest versions of Windows, because I'm pretty sure this thing was probably set up for maybe Windows 7, Windows Vista, because that's about the era when the PS3 was still kind of relevant. So it'll definitely be that sort of thing where we'll see if this thing works or not. But it does feature X input and DIN input, which pretty much is like X input's the more modern sort of connectivity method for, you know, wireless things, whereas X input is more of like the modern sort of hookup for different peripherals, and DIN input is the older one. So in theory, this could work on older models, especially if you can use this CD, because it says that we need to install the driver software from the included CD. We'll see if we actually need to download it or not, because my computer does not have a disk drive, and I don't think many computers do in the year 2025, so we will see if this thing works without it. Otherwise, we're gonna have to figure out a way to get the drivers off of this disk. So looking at the device, we have a rather lengthy cable. Looks to be about maybe 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. We have the input switch on the side where we can switch it from DIN input to X input. I'm just gonna put it on X input for now. Then you have like what looks to be a little indicator light. There's a sync button, and then there's a USB port so that you could, my guess is, connect the whatchamacallit, the controllers to it to sync it. And then we have our little driver CD. It kind of looks like a little GameCube disc. Let's see, wireless PS3 controller to USB adapter. So there is no dates on any of this stuff, so I'm not really sure when this is from. Again, if I can find any more information on this thing, I will go ahead and leave it down in the description so you can check it out for yourselves, as this is just one of those neat little things where you see it and it was complete in box, so I was like, all right, I guess I'll pick it up. And you know, this still has some use today because PS3 controllers cannot sync wirelessly to like Windows-based computers. So this, if it works, you know, if it doesn't need these drivers, then we can actually, you know, make use of this currently, which is kind of nice. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab my laptop and we'll plug this thing in and see if we can get it to work. Okay, so now I have my laptop here. I have a micro USB cable so that we can sync our PS3 controller to this wireless adapter. And I did look at the manual again for this real quick before, you know, getting everything set up for this recording session. And this button actually is not for syncing, it is for resetting the adapter, so all of your paired controllers will lose their pairingness. Also, apparently this features like a turbo mode if you hold down the PS button and then press whatever button you want. So it's a shame this thing doesn't work on actual PS3s where a turbo would be, you know, a little more preferred. But anyhow, let's plug this adapter into my laptop, which my laptop is running Windows 11, so hopefully, you know, Windows 11 doesn't do typical Windows 11 things and just not work. We do have like a little blinking light on the PS3 adapter, and other than that, nothing else seems to be happening, so I'm assuming that this is good. So we can take our micro USB cable and we will plug it in here, our macro USB or our USB type B. Ooh, that did not feel good in the slightest. That felt extremely cheap. Let's plug in our controller and press the PlayStation button. Okay, I just heard it turn on the PS3 in my room, so that is not that's not a good start here. Okay, are we getting any input from this thing? We're gonna use the controller gamepad tester in order to test the controller and its wireless functionalities. In theory, this should sync it, If we just disconnect and reconnect, is it going to do anything? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, I now got a cable that I know should work with syncing. So that's sort of the thing with devices like this. If you try to pair it and it doesn't work right out the bat, chances are your cable that you're using does not have a data line and it's just for charging, because some of these cables have 3 wires in it. One's for data, one's for power, one's for ground. Some of them just have power and ground, so you know, that can cause different issues with that. But now if we hook this thing up, are we getting anything? Oh, we're getting blinking. It's charging. Oh, we got it. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So now it appears to be paired with our wireless controller adapter. So we're gonna head over to Gamepad Tester. So that's actually kind of nice that you don't need to use this driver software. Maybe if you were using like, I don't know, an older sort of computer, maybe one running Windows XP, you need to install the drivers for this to work. But for right off the bat, it seems to be that this is working. So let's try disconnecting this cable. It should stop charging. Okay, does this still work? Anything? So far, it's showing nothing. It is on, so that's a plus. If I connect it to the adapter again, then it will register. It actually registers an Xbox 360 controller, so that's kind of funny. So if I disconnect it again, nothing. Okay, so is that just a problem with it being set to X input if I set it to DIN? Oh, okay, if I set it to DIN, now it sees it as the PS3 controller adapter. Okay, that's really weird. Does not look like it's gonna do anything. We'll disconnect the adapter from my computer, plug it back in. Still not working. Okay, so we may actually need the drivers, which is unfortunate because, you know, my laptop does not have a disk drive. So I'm gonna see if I can't get the software off of this, and then we will come right back. Okay, so it looks like you can actually still get the drivers from Mayflash's website, so that's useful. I'll go ahead and download those real quick, and we will disconnect the device and install those on my wonderful Windows 11 computer, where hopefully everything just decides it wants to work. There is a chance that this isn't gonna work because, you know, Windows 11 is kind of like Apple in terms of its updates, where older software just does not work on Windows 11 because, you know, Windows 11. So this looks like it's going to take a while to do. Oh, never mind. Actually, it finished already. Wonderful. That's great. Fantastic. Okay, so hopefully I don't need to restart the computer and I can just go ahead and plug in my adapter. It's reading the adapter. Let's now resync. We'll actually push the button on the side. We'll clear all the syncs. Okay, and then we will plug in our PS3 controller. It is now charging. Push the home button. Anything? The light's still blinking, so it's not like fully paired. I guess it just wants to charge. If I disconnect it, oh, there we go. Now it's working. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, you definitely need the drivers installed in order for the wireless functionality to work. But yeah, it does look like it is functioning. So let's switch this back over to X input. We'll disconnect it real quick. Swap the button over here back over to X input. Plug it back into our computer. And then is this automatically going to just sync, or do I need to resync it? Okay, looks like I need to resync it, so we'll reconnect it, push the home button. There we go. Okay, it's all good now. Let's disconnect that. And it is still reading. Okay, wonderful. Now let's see if we can't get the turbo mode to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the instructions real quick so that we can see how turbo gets set up. It says to set the turbo for individual buttons, press and hold the PS logo button and the button you wish to set turbo for. Okay, so we'll do it. We'll test it with X. So hold the PS button, press the button you want to do turbo with. I mean, is that turbo? Is that considered turbo? No, it's just how the button's working. All right, well, it doesn't look like the turbo functionality appears to be working with this, so that's unfortunate. But overall, it looks to be that this device does work, so that's pretty cool. Again, if I can find, you know, a source for these online, I'll go ahead and link it down in the description. Otherwise, treat this as like a retro console accessory sort of thing where, you know, you can look at some weird devices from the days past. But with that, that's pretty pretty much it for this video, so thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, remember to drop a like and make that subscribe button glow so that you don't miss any future content. And if you have any, suggestions for weird retro console accessories for us to take a look at, go ahead and leave it down in the comments or pitch it to us over at our official Discord server, link down below in case you're interested in stopping by. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.